Alright, we're back for another week. I'm Reed.
I'm Allie.
And yes, we're still on the summary screen from the end of the last level because I've actually been sitting here staring at this screen for the last 7 days without a break. It's been rough, but I think I can handle it.
Hey, at least we didn't have to add another save game.
Well, next level.
Let's do this.
Monday, September 15th, outskirts of Tees. The battle for Madrigal lasted 4 days without force. Shiva fell on the first night in a spectacular dream duel with Ravikant, one of the 9. No one expected this. We have never before.
Dreams are this universe's version of magic.
But the truth behind the victory is stranger than any of the rumors. Apparently the 9 found the severed head of one of Balor's enemies from the old days, buried out in the desert under several tons of sand and rock, and managed to start talking.
Probably a total coincidence, but this isn't the first the 9 we've heard of.
We figure
It's probably a total coincidence.
Yeah, I know it's a total coincidence. It's just a funny coincidence.
Told Ravikant that her one weakness was vanity, and showed him how to exploit it.
I actually noticed that when I first started playing Oblivion.
Yeah, you played this game since you were a munchkin, weren't you?
Yeah, this is very possibly the first video game I ever played.
Oh, wow.
In a few minutes, Ravikant himself is going to send the Fjords through a world knot to Covenant to bring back the Codex.
Also, the 9 are actually a group of really powerful sorcerers that are leading the good guys.
Alright.
Okay. We need to we're here to stop by the library and pick up a book. Yes, literally.
Interesting.
Ambush! Get clear of the knot!
Yes, I'm running towards the people who are ambushing us. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing, mostly.
We're on it.
Told you.
Oh, we got reinforcements.
Yeah, there are 3 rounds.
Sir?
You'll note that the objective mentions a journeyman who didn't come with the first group. Or the second group, for that matter.
Yes, sir.
See, but they didn't tell us we had reinforcements, so how would we know?
Well, the comment that you're supposed to get clear of the knot is supposed to tell you to get out of the way so that more people can come to it.
The cathedral. Let's go.
Okay, also, interesting fact, so we have archers, warriors, dwarves, and a journeyman, so we basically have at least one of every unit type that's been introduced so far in this level. And yes, we're going to need them. So, oh, what?
That was a really creepy dying sound.
Yep.
We're moving.
Enter to select everybody and get moving. Yes, they just drop you straight into a fight.
Hey, that's the fun way, huh?
Yep. Also, yeah, the book that we're supposed to find called the Total Codex, the journeyman is the only one who can carry it for some reason.
So, if he dies, we die.
Yep, if he dies, it's over.
Well, once again, at least we're not dealing with the paper export with the pants on heady.
Well, yeah, first of all, I get to control him, which is helpful.
Yeah.
Second of all, he can heal people, which is helpful. Third of all, he's actually pretty tough, which is helpful.
Yeah. Practically the only helpful thing in this game, but it is helpful.
Not too sadistic. And, yeah, it's a bit of a walk.
Isn't there a fast forward option?
Yes, there is. Game speed double. Game speed 4x. Really useful for some of the long distances you have to cover, but you should not have the speed be accelerated when there are enemies.
Of course.
We're moving.
And of course we can't have the speed going up when we're playing multiplayer, because that would be hilarious.
Ready?
God. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a hack that allows you to do that.
Yeah, the modding community in this game is pretty awesome.
I think that's a bit of an understatement. To give you an idea of the magnitude, there are a number of total conversions. More than one of them involves, like, a number of levels about the same as the number in the original campaign. Like, they made an entire new 20-odd level campaign complete with that is actually fully voiced entirely by fans for no money.
Whoa.
The fans are rather dedicated here.
Pretty impressive.
Whoa!
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Ambush.
Yep, I messed up. Oh, I still have one dwarf, I'll just have to make do with that. I'm not restarting over this. Partially because I screwed up, I deserve to just have to deal with the consequences of it.
Some of the consequences probably being the viewership laughing at us. Yes, the viewership is definitely laughing.
I deserve that! Oops! Can I take that back?
Control Z! Control Z! If only. That. How did that even happen?
There was one thrall right in the middle of a very large group of my guys. The dwarf decided that it needed to die.
Oh, dwarf.
Yeah. They're not very good about realizing that they can damage allies.
Yeah.
Okay, more walking. Let's turn the speed up again.
What's the fastest it can go?
I believe 16x. 30. Whoa.
I shouldn't have asked.
Okay, down to normal.
We're moving.
And I accidentally left. Oh, that one warrior just got turned around.
Aww.
That.
You got lost.
Yeah, the AI in this game is not very bright. Just in case that wasn't apparent already, the AI in this game is not very bright.
It's because they have no strongholds to train in. They just get dropped in the middle of the game. What do you expect?
Well, I'm pretty sure the dwarves are at least a little bit plastered.
Well, of course, they're dwarves.
Exactly.
Wow. Micromanagement.
Yep. Retreat, it's an art.
Yeah.
Attack just the goal, ignore everything else, and retreat. We move faster than Thrall, but we don't move faster than goals. That's the issue. Watch this. Dwarf, what the?
What is that?
It actually bounced off a random enemy and came back.
Wow.
I think I need to try this one again.
Well, maybe we need to hire a dwarf psychiatrist, because that almost looked intentional.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That was mine.
I think I might actually need to restart.
No, let's see if we can do it. We still have a pile of dudes, just a lot less
no
dudes.
artillery, that's the problem.
Oh.
It's a lot harder to be effective if you don't have explosives. I think I can do it this time, but in other levels, losing all your dwarves means you should reset.
Yeah.
The healing sound effect is actually kind of cool.
Huh. Oh, that was the healing sound effect. That sounded a lot like the something just got reanimated side effect. Sound effect. What?
From what? There isn't one of those in this game.
I'm talking about the one from Warcraft.
Ready?
Or at least it did to me.
Maybe. Of course, in Myth, nothing can get reanimated, so this is the closest you can get to that.
I don't think they have the rendering power to have to animate something all over again.
No. That was bad, and you should feel bad.
I don't feel bad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
No. Go there. I'm just trying to select you. You! Go get that!
Go get the objective thing.
Yes, it's a book. Why it is hovering, I don't know. Probably just to make it more visually distinct so you don't miss it.
Look over here! A book! See the book?
It's over here.
Yeah. Of course, I'm probably going to... This level is just going to continue this Let's Play's theme of using archers for situations where you're really not supposed to.
Step aside.
Hey, it's nice. I mean, you're hitting them before they hit you at all, so you can, you know, take on more guys.
Now we must flee.
But you're supposed to use the dwarves for that.
Well, our dwarf got a little disillusioned, and then that happened.
Also, now the journeyman is an NPC. Fortunately, someone I have to escort. Fortunately, A, like I said, he has all of the health, and B, his AI when he's being escorted is actually pretty good.
Yes, sir. Got it.
There's a reason why I'm being way extra careful when dealing with this particular goal.
Hey.
You know how whites, you know how whites not only explode but also inflict a poison effect that is really dangerous and stuff? There's a special, smaller, grenade-sized version of that called a pus packet.
That does.
Ghouls can carry them. These ghouls are carrying them.
Notice how some of our guys can't move very well.
Or at all, actually. It's temporary. Also, interestingly, journeymen, for some reason, are immune to the paralysis effect. They still take damage, but they can't be stunned.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, the exit to this level is up here.
You thought we couldn't make it.
I suspected we couldn't make it. Traditionally, you're supposed to take out larger groups of melee with explosives rather than with arrows. Apparently, you don't always have to.
I'm guessing on Legendary you would have been gone by now.
Possibly.
Because Legendary is, well, legendary and stuff.
Yeah. I think we need to do a video of what Legendary actually looks like, just to show people. Or timid. Which I believe one person described as Grandma decided she wanted to play some Myth.
Aww.
That's pretty much what it is. It's designed to be really hard to lose.
Fast forward, maybe?
Oh, right. We're right at the level exit, though.
Oh.
But, yeah. Let's just speed this up. No, this isn't a post-production effect. This is actually possible in the game.
It's pretty cool.
Yep, and there we are. That's the end of that level.
Go us!
Yay! Well, I lost the dwarves, otherwise we did okay. Archers are... all my heroes but one are archers again.
Yeah.
This is what I mean by things are starting to get serious. We're outnumbered by a larger amount.
Yeah. Of course they're gonna start you off easy, though.
Well, yeah.
It's less interesting if they don't.
Monday, September 15th, Shepherd's Gate, Covenant. The Watcher has entered Covenant from the north, and his tireless undead are raping the old city.
That's us?
No, this red thing?
That'll
That'll matter in a second. Remember this red group here along this path.
Okay.
But he wants the book which now rests at the bottom of my path is clear. Against my better judgment, I opened the Codex last night to a random page and read about the life of a man not yet born, who would resurrect the Macridian and visit horrors on the world without history or memory. I believed every word. I have resolved to destroy the thing before allowing it to become an instrument of the dark. Moriak is on his feet now, talking to the men. We met him and a few other survivors of the first expedition, hiding in a collapsed cellar a few hundred feet away.
Soundtrack is really good.
Join them for a brief rest until dawn.
Really atmospheric.
Which is something you totally wouldn't expect from both this time period and this game type.
Yeah.
When was this game made again?
I don't remember. Sometime in the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, this game is almost as old as I am.
That's pretty old.
Alright. Now we have the book, we just need to get it out of here.
Alright. Did we get any new friends?
Yes, actually, we did. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, we got some new guys. They're mostly the same unit types we had before, except for this guy, who has a warrior captain who's like a warrior but more warish, I guess. And the journeyman who has to actually survive or we get a game over.
No.
No.
Is it a coincidence that some of them are wearing different colors?
Sort of. What's interesting is at the beginning of the level, it seems like which level a character is from influences which colors they're wearing. So like the units will be wearing a certain color set in one level and a different color set in a different level. But units that are veterans that are carried over from a previous level retain the coloration that they had in the level they were introduced.
Oh.
So this color set is from level, I believe, 3. This is from level 4. And so that's why this guy has one fewer mission survived than this guy does, because this guy is actually from a previous level.
Huh. Kaboom!
Okay.
That was mine.
You know, I'm actually restarting. Just no. Just no. Yeah. Yeah! Let's try this again. Yeah, that is dwarves for you.
They're
Just
homicidal maniacs.
More like they're probably just wasted all of the time. I believe in one fan-made level, they changed the flavor text to dwarves to say one of the things that says something along the lines of, "You're not that drunk as long as you can lay on the floor without hanging on." Yeah. Where a dwarf 3 sheets to the wind is known as sober.
Haha.
Oh, they're more drunk than Harry was.
Pretty drunk. There are no walls for them to run into, so they're okay.
Well, there are these. Okay, the archers can take care of the few that are left now. These dwarves need to take care of this group. You need to be careful because they're coming from 3 different sides.
Wow.
This is also, this is one of the easier levels.
It seems manageable if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and you can save anywhere, so it's pretty easy to retain your progress if you mess up. Note, for example, that I spent all of about 10 seconds getting back to where I was when I stupidly killed myself.
Well, you didn't kill yourself. You're bad AI. Really?
Oh yeah, archers can accidentally hit allies too. They just do it less often.
And they apologize, apparently.
Of course, really, from an out-of-universe standpoint, the AI for the dwarves isn't any worse than the AI for anyone else. It's just that they actually have the ability to screw things up when their AI makes a mistake. The other units don't have that kind of power. Any unit that has an attack with an area of effect has a good chance of screwing things up. It's just that the other unit that you get way later that has the only other unit that has an attack with a real chance of messing you up, you get way later in the game when and the thing is that ability can only be directly activated by the player. It won't be used otherwise. And you manually pick the target, so in that case, if it goes wrong and destroys everything, it's your own fault.
I noticed the bombs can bounce off of stuff. I'm actually pretty impressed with that.
Yep. Okay, just switch to formation 1 for a second. Get the dwarves in here. Of course, there are also whites nearby that are just sort of lurking, looking for the moment I stop paying attention to jump in and destroy and ruin everything, as is their nature.
Hey, step aside.
Oh wait, those are the enemies. I was about to laugh at how stupid your dwarves were, but no.
Okay, that's good. That's enough wearing them down. We're actually going to have to finish this off with warriors. That's their job. Melee units can't be relied upon because, as I said in the first mission, they take damage every time they fight, but they're kind of insurance. Ideally, you would take everything out without ever using them, but that doesn't actually happen, and so you have them as insurance in case something goes wrong.
Plus, they make glorious meat shields.
That's pretty much their job.
Whoa.
Yep. Remember from level 3?
Oh, yeah.
There weren't any of them in the level just before this one for whatever reason, but they're here now.
For some reason, that didn't register as a white to me.
Note their movement patterns, which are actually, they have their own special kind of scripting that was designed specifically for them. One of its characteristics, its movement pattern seems to be designed specifically to screw with archers.
Huh.
Yeah, let's just work out these guys. Yeah, new enemy unit. These mummy-looking guys are called Myrmidons. They're a lot more. They're actually more fragile than Thrall, but they do more melee damage, and most importantly, they're a lot faster.
Oh.
They move significantly faster than your melee units do, so they can actually just come in from behind and screw you up.
Yeah.
Or overrun your ranged units that are trying to take them out, so you have to be a lot more careful.
Yeah, and you can't run away.
Also, there's an interesting quirk about this level. I told you to remember that group of red enemy units that was big enough to justify being drawn on the level intro screen, where the normal units you fight against aren't.
Yes.
They are right down this path.
Okay.
What you are supposed to do in this level is take a detour to the north to avoid getting close enough to them to draw their attention so that they don't attack you, because the way the level is designed, if you fight them, they will wipe you out and you'll have to restart the level. Guess which route I'm taking?
The stupid one?
Yes, I'm drawing their attention on purpose. Let's see what happens.
Wait, why are you doing this?
Because it's fun.
Oh, okay.
And because it takes a while to get there otherwise, so... Okay, this area is where they are, so if I can get my camera dislodged from the edge of the map. Alright, time to start setting up. Move the warriors off to the side, get the archers into a long line formation, which is the most useful formation if you have more than 4 of them.
That's actually similar to other games I've played, is the lining up your archers, spear throwers, etc.
Yeah. And now I'm going to show off a new ability of the dwarves. They've actually always had this, it's just never been appropriate to use it before. Every dwarf carries 4 satchel charges. They're special explosives that they can set down that then... They behave sort of like landmines, except you actually have to use a separate explosion to set them off. Each dwarf carries 4 of them into every level.
So they're like little traps.
Yep, I'm going to need them if I'm going to do something the developers intended to be impossible.
They're so cute!
Complaining about everything that they do.
Yeah.
Okay, grumpy.
Rah. You don't pay me enough to do this.
Yeah, but I overlook all of your safety violations, and you're drinking on the job.
You are a pretty lax boss in that respect.
Okay. Now pick the most expendable warrior you can... The next step in the... Well, actually, the next step in this is to save in case everything goes horribly. Now, the next step in this is to pick the most expendable warrior you can find and have them go trigger the enemy.
Wouldn't it suck to be the warrior that was bait? You're thinking you're gonna come home to your kids, but then they sling you at the enemy?
Actually, if you do this properly, the warrior will survive.
Oh.
If you do this properly. The reason why I'm picking an expendable one is just in case I screw up. As this force gradually comes into view and I realize how screwed we are.
I don't like the looks of it.
Neither do I.
We should have gone around them.
Nope.
Yep, they're triggered. Okay, warrior, come back here this way. I'll turn the archers around at the last second, but right now I want them to keep an eye on those whites in case the whites try something.
Yeah, because they're good at ambushing and don't want to lose half
See
the
these?
troops. Ew, what are they?
Like I introduced them a second ago. They're Myrmidons.
Oh, more Myrmidons?
Yeah, they're the enemy's light melee. They move as fast as, if not faster than warriors, and are actually quite a bit more powerful than Thrall at the cost of being fragile.
Oh gosh.
And there are quite a few of them.
So many.
Okay, hold. Now! Control click.
That was mine.
Oh god.
Control click is attack ground. Okay, melee. Okay, get where you're supposed to be.
Aww.
See how the warrior survived? Yeah, the warrior wasn't the one who was in danger here, but if I lose that dwarf, it's game over. Oops. actually see if we can still get away with this without losing everybody. Which really means running past the remainder of the force rather than killing them like I was originally planning to. The issue is you need at least one dwarf and preferably both of them if you want to be able to actually kill those thralls, so I'm using a different strategy. Woo!
Let's hope it works. Oh wow, lots of injureds. Do you still have your shaman healing guy?
Yeah, yes I do.
Oh.
Remember, if he dies, I get a game over?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
But I don't think we can... Well, we can kill these guys, but it would involve just gradually wearing them down with archers, and it would take forever, so...
Yeah, and that's boring.
I'm just gonna go for a strategy I've never actually used in this mission before, of just outrunning this group. I'm gonna kill this guy, though, just because fuck him.
That's very nice.
Ready.
Fortunately, your units move faster than most undead. Myrmidons are one of the few exceptions.
Good thing we took most of those out.
All of them, actually, though there are more up front.
Ah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. Run! Increase levels, increase game speed slightly. Yeah, we're far enough away from the thrall that they're not going to catch us.
Got it. Got it.
Let's reduce the game speed back down to normal.
Ready. Got it.
Just because there was a white there that could be a problem.
Yes.
And turn it back up.
Got it. Got it. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Sir?
Never really explored the game speed manipulation thing as very much before.
It's actually helpful in long, difficult parts.
Yes, sir.
Wow,
Got it.
their
Yes, sir.
AoE is friggin' huge!
Yep, and see how many more of them there are?
Oh no.
Sir?
Well, it does solve one problem. Just wait a little bit longer. And...
Stand clear.
Friendly fire?
Oh, no, it's way too far away from the thrall. I was gonna say, it solves the problem of not having any artillery to take out those thrall. I just use the enemy's artillery to take them out.
Yes, sir. Got it. Yes, sir.
Probably gonna need to reduce the speed to normal at some point.
It makes it less boring.
I don't know, I wouldn't call this game boring, but yes, you can manipulate the speed. I wouldn't recommend playing at increased speed unless you actually really know what you're doing, but...
You know all the keyboard shortcuts and whatnot?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Ready. Hey, step aside. Stand clear. We're on it. Sir?
We're gonna have to fight this group to get past them, so I'm using my archers to just fragile them up a little bit while my warriors do most of the killing because I don't have any artillery. Okay. Not even bothering with healing right now.
No.
Because we're near the objective. Our goal is to find a hidden tunnel, which is actually right here to get out of here.
Well, I think we're gonna make it.
Yeah, we are.
Got a little messy in there.
Yeah, it got a little messy because I decided to pick a fight you're not supposed to. When I was practicing for this Let's Play, that went a lot better. That was highly effective. Oh, that worked. This part probably needs to be done at normal speed. This is more of a building up the tension bit.
Oh,
As way more thrall than we can hope to actually take out are right behind us.
brains.
Brains. I was like, well, sort of. We could take them out if we got enough distance and then just damage them a bit with the archers, then turn back around and keep running, then damage them a bit with the archers, then turn back around, and as long as they don't corner us, we could take them out.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we've reached the secret passage that apparently the enemy won't notice even if they are actually standing right outside of it when we exit through it.
How convenient.
Okay, turn the game speed back up because there's absolutely no way they can hurt us at this point. So... high speed!
Hooray!
Back to normal. See, they're clearly following us into the tunnel, but they don't know about the tunnel, according to the story. Yay, we won!
Sort of.
Alright, let's look at this. Okay, so once again, the archers did more damage than the dwarves, who I think need to either work harder or sober up to actually be doing their job. Which means that, yes, people with what amount to pointy sticks have been consistently outperforming people who are allowed to use bombs in a fantasy campaign.
Well, do they have an AA in Myth? Maybe
Probably
we could help
not.
them.
Actually, I have Teetotalers Anonymous to help people with their horrible addiction to sobriety. And also, yes, you've seen how the dwarves behave when we have a small number of them. In the next level, we have 8.
Oh boy.
We'll travel a long distance this time.
Friday, November 7th, the Plain of Scales. We were 2 days in that tunnel out of Covenant. The Watcher crossing above us every few hours, shaking the ground in his fury, and twice nearly burying us alive. Sometime on the second day,
Which one's us?
Blue.
Oh, okay.
Well, blue are good guys, red are bad guys.
Well,
Wishing
yeah.
to return west, we headed down the coast toward the old city of Scales, where we met Maeldon's southern garrison and turned over the Codex. We learned there that by coincidence the combined armies of the north are only 4 days behind us, heading for the mountains to stop the Deceiver, another of the Fallen Lords, from crossing the cloud spine before winter. But we can't wait for them. There is a world knot west of the cloud spine, and the head insists that the enemy has learned to travel through the knots. If we don't destroy this portal, we might hold the mountains only to be outflanked by forces emerging from the knot behind us. 8 dwarven irregulars and every man in Scales from the Legion have volunteered for the mission.
Irregulars? Does that mean they need some fiber? Or what?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe that's why they can't throw a bomb very well.
Also, yes, new units. These guys.
Trying to pray for help.
They've-
You waste your time, but gods aren't listening.
Yes, new units, berserks.
So they're basically you.
Basically. Yes, their approach to life. Yeah, armor's for pussies.
Yeah.
Also, as you can see, they move way faster than everything else.
Even though they're carrying quite big sticks.
Yeah, they just decided to give up on all that dumb, boring armor stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'd weigh you down, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Berserks are incredibly fast and melee incredibly hard, but they're kind of fragile.
Because that armor thing.
Also, the main thing to balance them, they are actually just better than warriors and actually better than any of the other melee units in this game. You just don't usually get very many of them. Last time I had 15 warriors. This time instead I have 5 berserks, and that's all the melee I'm going to get for this level. That's the idea. They're powerful, but you don't get very many of them.
Are some of those NPCs?
Yep, all the villager guys are
Oh, okay.
NPCs. Also, yeah, in case this wasn't clear from the level intro, a world knot is basically a teleporter. Apparently, you can instantly travel from any world knot to any other world knot if you know how to use them. And, well, there is one behind our lines, and there is another one in the enemy's control. So we need to destroy the one that's here so they can't use it to essentially attack our forces from behind. And the giant force of enemies here, I'm going to take as an indicator that they have actually figured out how to use these things.
Oh joy.
Okay, also a group coming from here. This should be easy.
So you're gonna have to divide your forces.
No, actually, because this group isn't attacking me yet.
Oh.
Which actually makes dealing with them harder, that they don't attack you until you're already in the water, and therefore they have the high ground.
Oh.
Their AI is programmed to not do anything until you get within a certain distance of them, and getting into that distance is opening yourself up for an ass kicking. Do not use dwarves in groups of 8. The recommended dosage is at maximum 3.
If overdose, call your poison control center.
If
Drink
overdose,
lots and lots of water.
no, if overdose, call your fire department and spray water at all of the things. Well, you're the fire department, because most of your stuff will have a very severe case of blown up.
Ah.
Ready? Tower mine. Stand clear. Hey,
I'll let the the Zerks take care of the last bit.
Those sound like brat slaps.
Okay, let's leave the dwarves out for a second, just because, well, at this point, otherwise, if I don't, they'll just blow everything to hell except for the enemy.
Let's go, sir.
Okay, set the archers up in a long line here.
Wait, can you adjust their formation with like a key and
Yeah,
stuff?
number keys. Also, these buttons down at the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Over here.
That's really nice of them for once.
Yeah, I've been using the number keys, but
I'm moving.
I was wondering how you were getting all of them.
yeah, the number keys govern the different formations. The only ones I actually use are short line, which is for when my units are moving in formation, and long line for archers.
Wow. Dodgy.
Unfortunately, still taking some damage.
Ready.
Run.
Were you just like baiting them or what?
Sort of. I did actually manage to kill a number of the soulless, which are the real problem. The thrall aren't much of a danger, but the soulless are a serious problem if I try to...
You got them in a nice convenient clump.
Yeah, but they're standing in water, which will put out the grenades.
Dang.
So, switch to formation 1, pull everything back, grab 2 dwarves at random, get them into position here with explosives. Now, right as they're coming out of the water. Getting enemy melee forces to clump is really helpful when fighting them with dwarves. This is what dwarves are like when they're actually fighting properly.
Well, or improperly from their perspective.
Dwarves used effectively are really powerful, but you have to use them effectively. Okay, pick the two less damaged berserks and repeat until the enemy runs out of soulless, and then I can just march up the hill because they won't really have any way of stopping me.
Yeah.
They will retreat in the face of archers. Also, goals. Let's postpone that maneuver and deal with these. And deal with these guys first. Pick one of the more expendable units, along with 3 berserks to back him up, and send him after the goals to make a nice, delicious, promising target. Come on, pussies. Come on, you know you want it. You know you can taste that nice, juicy. Yes, grenades fail occasionally.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Now for the real plan, which is that.
Yes, sir. I'm moving.
They even sound Scottish.
They are Scottish, basically. Well, fantasy counterpart Scottish.
Ah.
They're from the frozen north, definitely not Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here. Let's go. Yeah.
It sounds like they're slapping them. It really does. I can't get over that.
See the running side to side to get to force the enemy to miss until they're too close to actually be able to attack them.
That's actually a really good strategy.
Okay, don't bother with the thrall. You can't handle them alone. I know you think you can, but that's only because you're drunk.
They're not drunk, they're just meatheads. There's a difference.
They're drunk. They're just slightly less drunk.
Ah, or maybe drunk on something different.
Drunk with power? No, that's the dwarves. They're the ones who are drunk with power.
So basically you're drawing them.
Yeah, well, sort of. I'm essentially assassinating the enemy's equivalent of archers. This is how dealing with ranged units is supposed to work. It's just that in the campaign, at least in practice, it ends up being... Oh, crap.
Got him.
Ah! Oh, we actually got away with that.
Damn it. Friggin' dwarves.
Okay, get those 2 berserks back there. They actually managed to avoid at least killing anyone who's on our side. So, I'd call that at least a nominal success. Still getting more work out of the archers than I was out of the dwarves, but yeah. You should note the panic in my voice when I saw the dwarves decided to attack there.
Yeah. They almost look like lightsabers from this angle.
Yeah, they do that occasionally. Yeah. Jedi aren't that... Nah, Jedi aren't that badass.
Well, yeah, they wear shirts.
Note that they've all taken quite a bit of damage.
They don't have a whole lot
It's
of
just
armor.
a scratch.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. The problem, double-clicking is select every unit within a certain distance. Which meant I accidentally selected all the dwarfs from the back. And yeah, water puts out explosives, so...
They've done a surprisingly... Like, arrows can miss, you can have duds for explosives, like... They really thought this through.
Yeah, they actually did a good job with this. Interestingly, dud Molotov cocktails will actually act like satchel charges. If another explosive hits them or they get set on fire, they'll detonate.
That's why after you're done doing fireworks, you gotta pour water on the duds, or else there might be an issue.
Though in this case, that can actually be helpful. If you have a lot of dwarves attacking at the same time,
I'm moving. Ready.
you can use your own duds from previous shots that failed as weapons. Okay. Like I said, the recommended dose of dwarves is 2. 3 is workable under certain circumstances, but 2 is usually better.
What happens when you use too many?
You know how one of the things that can happen to Molotov cocktails is that they're actually sent.
Sir, on the way.
They can be propelled by explosions.
So they get sent flying and everybody dies.
And one of them will inevitably recoil back into your own forces. This doesn't happen every time, but the more of them that you're firing all at once, the more likely it is that this will happen to one of them, and it only takes that happening once to ruin everything.
Sure.
So you have to be really careful with them. And this is the thing we're supposed to destroy.
And those are the folks that are trying to protect it.
Yep.
They're so lax. It's just like, oh, look at all these zombies and stuff.
Well, they've been doing this for a long time. At this point, this is Tuesday to them.
Wow. I wonder what Monday's like.
That would probably be the level with all the whites. Which, conveniently, there aren't very many of in this level.
What a convenient little clump.
Yeah.
Kaboom!
Perfect.
Oh, the projectile zombie parts is the most rewarding part of the experience.
Yes, they actually inflict damage when they hit people. You can kill enemies with the severed limbs of their allies. I am not making this up.
Wow.
Whoa! Sorry, Dwarf was about to attack something, and that is always bad. They might think they're on your side, but they are minions of evil. They really are.
Kind of that chaotic neutral type.
They're like chaotic chaotic plastered. You're supposed to ignite the alcohol, not drink it. And once you have lit it on fire, you should definitely not drink it afterwards.
Or after you've drunk it, you shouldn't light yourself on fire. On second thought, that's probably good.
Actually, you know how they carry satchel charges?
Mm-hmm.
This actually leads to them exploding when they die.
Oh.
Let's go.
See that? That means someone's going to teleport in, and of course it's a white. If I just sent one of my dwarves up there immediately, it would have been killed. Now for a small wave of enemies, and then we get to blow the hell out of it. And then we get to blow the hell out of this thing. Whoa!
Shoot.
Yeah. You know how I mentioned that grenades can rebound? Yeah. Okay, my berserks can probably take care of the rest of this with a little help from the archers. The dwarves have done their job in terms of actually fighting the enemies. Now I just need to lay down some satchel charges. They gave me way more explosives than I actually need to complete this mission, in case you lose some of the dwarves.
Well, when you lose some of the dwarves.
Hey, I didn't. There actually had no dwarf casualties this level.
Impressive.
Those soulless don't look very neighborly, but I can take care of them.
Well, if they don't have souls, they're not going to be very neighborly. Aww. Don't you pull that tone with me, mister.
I know. And explosion! And try again. It was a dud.
Great. Kaboom!
And we blew it up, and that's the end for this week. We'll see you all next week with another level.
We went out with a bang.
Bye!
Bye.